Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, Donna P Howard. I know everybody is upset because Trump won the election for presidency. I'm not mad either way it go, whether he won or not. Because really I don't think we had too much of a choice. We had Trump and we had Kamala Harris. And I've worked both sides of the political aisle. I've worked for the polls, helping people to know how to vote. So I've been doing that off and on for 30 years. I've also worked with the candidate side, and the candidate side ain't what people think. You would think, oh, this candidate, oh, he's a Democrat, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's doing that. What I find we're working for the Democrats, because I'm a Democrat, what I found that working for the Democrats on their campaigns was some of their staff members write out a spiel for us to say and to repeat and to memorize. And then as we're going to the doors of constituents that are registered Democrats who always vote Democrat, we're reading this spiel to them, asking them to vote for that Democratic candidate. Now, when the spills are wrote out, they're telling you, oh, this candidate did this and this candidate did that. And that might be stuff that rich people are into and want. But for the poor, they don't show nothing that they did for the poor. They ain't trying to show nothing that they did for the poor. So my experience with doing that for a few years is I'm going to vote for whoever I feel like is the best candidate, whether they're Democrat, Republican, Independent, working families, or whatever, conservative, whatever. Whoever I feel like is trying to do the best, where I'm going to benefit, that's where I'm going to vote. But it's just disappointing because most politicians are already born into money. And then here's something you probably don't know. If a person becomes a president and they serve 4 years, 8 years, or more, or less, they are taken care of by the government for the rest of their life. So they still have input even though they're not sitting on the seat of president. They still can, talk to the president and tell him what they think that they should do, like advise them or whatever. They still get their medical benefits. They still get their pensions. They still get whatever that was in their package when they became president. So we're paying for all these people that are in these political positions, but yet you cater to the rich and the middle class. When I was born in 1964, it was 3 classes. It was poor, middle class, and rich. And now it's just rich and poor. It's like they're trying to destroy the world. And then please do not always feed into these campaigns and these political people, because it's a distraction. It's a lot of things that go on that's a distraction, so you don't pay attention. Coronavirus was a distraction. Although many people got sick in that time and some people died in that time. Excuse me. So that's why they want us to go out and get the shots. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. I got it because I had a weakened immune system because of rheumatoid arthritis. And I get sick real easily. But that's why I got it. Then there's this Diddy stuff that's all over the TV and R. Kelly and Bill Crosby and all that. That's a distraction. I mean, yes, it's happening. Yes, they should get all that they getting charged with. Don't get me wrong, but that's a distraction. And then this presidential fiasco that they just had, that's a distraction. Everything is to distract the people, to get people to start paying attention to what's going on around them. So they're talking about this and they're talking about that, and they're holding conversations about this and they're talking about that. But they're not looking at the big picture. The big picture is they're going to change the money system over, and they don't want us to see it coming. I don't know what you're planning on doing. I know what I'm planning on doing. I know what I've been doing. I know what I'm planning on doing. And I know what I'm going to continue doing. Because if you sit up here and listen to what everybody say and get caught up in all them conversations, you're going to miss out. Because it's going to get worse before it gets better. I've always heard that once in a lifetime, you're going to live through a depression. I haven't been in a depression as of yet. I know I say I live in a depression. It's depression. Because I'm pumping myself up to know what I got to do to save and to do different things. So by the time the depression get here, I'm good. Because I'm going to always live like this, no matter what. No matter what my income is. I could have been on the welfare, I could have been on unemployment, I could have been on one of my inheritances, I could have been working, I could be on disability. I don't want my income going like this. I want my income going like this all the way across. So I don't feed into that type of stuff. I just do what I'm doing. They ain't did nothing for me. Oh, excuse me. Trump did give us some stimulus during Corona, and how did Biden put it? If you vote for me and I'm elected, I'm gonna give you $2,000. He didn't give us $2,000. He gave us $600 to go with the $1,400 that Trump gave us, and Trump was already trying to get that other $600 together and get it to us to go with the $1,400. So Biden didn't do nothing for us. They did for who they wanted to do for it. They did for the children. I had no problems. Do all you can for the children. You did for the refugees, bringing all these different people over in this country. You got so many homeless people in the United States, but you want to bring all these different people over from the countries and let them in at the border and stuff. You didn't do nothing for the people that's on Social Security, no matter what the Social Security is, whether it's regular Social Security, SSDI, which is Social Security Disability Insurance, where you can no longer work, SSI for people who barely worked, or they're being supplemented. They're supplementing the Social Security or the SSD. And the veterans, you didn't do nothing for us, but you did something for everybody else. You did for the states and you did for the cities. Now, let me tell you, in doing for the states, the governor of New York, she gave out some extra food stamps. She did for these refugees. And she invested in the Buffalo Bills Stadium. That's something she liked. But she didn't give none of the constituents of New York State nothing. Then you had the mayor at that time. He gonna say he didn't give out nothing because it wasn't enough to go around, so he invested it in the program. But I bet you he got his pet peeves done. So it's a lot of politicians that just can't get my vote no more. I worked on this one guy's campaign. I'm not going to mention his name. And that's what I learned, that the staff writes out the spiel and stuff for you to say. He would put me, they would have me way out in the suburb. Like I couldn't get the votes. I'm good at what I do. I can get the votes from anywhere. But I had told them it wasn't no toilet paper in the bathroom. I had already brought some tissue and stuffed it in my pocket. And when I close the door and I'm using the bathroom, he gonna say, "Let them drip dry." And since then, I have not voted for him their campaign put down that I was definitely gonna vote for him. Don't do that. I can fill out my own circles. Well, if you're working for him, you gotta vote for him. I ain't got to do nothing. You can let me go. I'm not mad because I started something else that I wanted to do the next day anyhow, so that was cool. But these politicians are something else. Let them drip dry. But you want people to go out and work hard and get you voted in. As far as I was concerned, excuse me, that was it. That was the end of the day. That was the end of me campaigning for him when he said, let them drip dry. I couldn't believe that. You know, these politicians are something else, and they're cocky and they're arrogant. Just because they done won the seat once or twice, they feel like they're going to win it all the time. And they might, but they're going to win it without my vote. Point blank, period. So I just want you to know that when it comes down to following these candidates for whatever positions, you got to really do your investigation on them because they might not be what they try to make themselves seem. They just want to keep getting the position and keep getting the benefits. Until next time, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you'll always know when I'm uploading. Give me a thumbs up. Share my videos with your family and friends. And leave me a comment. I know you love interacting with me because I love interacting with you. Until next time, I'll see you later.